Hi everybody, welcome to the Capitol Theatre. Tonight is The Beat Goes On, the Windsor Symphony Orchestra's 70th birthday bash and annual gala at the Capitol Theatre.
I'm Dana Cavers and I'll be co-hosting along with the handsome Dan Brown and walking you through the entire evening. Right now, as you can see, our guests are just beginning to trickle in. We're getting a chance to see what everyone's wearing on the red carpet, what everyone's listening to, and what they're looking forward to in the times to come for the Windsor Symphony.
And we are so excited about this night. The Windsor Symphony has existed for 70 years now, and for the first time the annual gala is here at the Capitol Theatre. And what do we have going on here? We have Tina Popovich that's playing outside, so if you happen to be walking by, you don't even need a ticket. If you're downtown Windsor right now, just walk on by 121 University Avenue West. Tina is playing some violin with an amp, so you can probably hear it from across the street, across the block. That looks fun. What else do we have going on in the lobby?
We've got our wine draw happening. We've got the beautiful diamond draw happening that's going to be at the end of the evening. And I'm trying to see if we see some... Oh, well, here's a familiar face. Come on in here, Sheila. How are you doing? So far, so good?
Really good, but there are lots of wonderful people that you should be interviewing, so I'm going to steer
Excellent. Okay, well, I think we're going to have someone join us shortly here.
I'd like you to meet Dan and Dana, Doug Lawson, and you actually happen to be
Pleased to
live
meet
streamed right now on Facebook.
Isn't that wonderful?
Isn't that wonderful? And you're going to tell them why you think the symphony's so important and why you're here tonight.
You know that. You want to ask me a question, or you
No,
want
I want you to tell me what you're about to tell me.
Come right up here to the light here. There you go.
Tell me what you're about to tell me, Doug.
The symphony has been an institution in Windsor for almost 80 years, and it is really, really important to our cultural community. We've attended the symphony for years and years, and we're so excited to see people that have actually led the symphony, like Susan Haig tonight. Susan's back.
Yes, everyone's been talking about it.
So we're excited to meet her again.
That's great. That's wonderful. So, and what would you say your association? Have you been associated, other than just being an attendee to the symphony? Have you had any association throughout your time here?
Actually, we've known all of the symphony directors, all of the orchestra leaders, and we've actually entertained them in our home. So we really have benefited from the symphony in lots of ways.
Wonderful. Well, thanks very much, Doug. Pleasure to meet you. Very
Enjoy
much
your night.
so.
Great to meet you.
Enjoy your
Thank you
night.
Cheers.
Thank you. You never know who you're going to see on the red carpet at the Windsor Symphony. The Beat Goes On Gala, do you, Dan?
On June 9th, 2017.
Times are good. So I can see a couple others kind of filtering in. So maybe Sheila, who else?
We have our next.
Our next guest.
Christine is a long-standing volunteer with the Windsor Symphony Orchestra Guild, and she's just a stalwart supporter in so many ways. She and her husband both. I think that your husband was also on the board at one time.
Yes, he was on the board.
Yes.
Excellent. Mind if we ask you a few questions?
I'll just
while
bring
we
you right
have
up, right up here.
Sure, there we go. So you're a volunteer. Tell us a little bit about the
Volunteer since 1986.
Since 1986. My goodness, that's dedication.
And for those who don't know, could you tell us a little bit about the Guild and what it does and the mission?
Well, we try to make money for the symphony. We back the symphony all the way. We have a big fashion show every year at the Chichero Club, where we have a nice meal and a lovely fashions and things. That's our biggest draw, really. And then we have two smaller ones where we have what they call the walk-through, where they're having the lunch. And then they play cards afterwards. So those are two different ones altogether. And then one time we did quite a lot of things over the years, kind of thing. I brought in a model who makes her own clothes and things, but they're all the over century clothes kind of thing. And she came through one year and we made some money off that as well. It was all different kind of thing. She had all her models, the clothes that she had made, which was kind of really different.
Very nice. Can you tell us a little bit about your hopes for the future of the symphony and what a night like this is celebrating and looking forward to?
Well, it's wonderful to see this, and we just hope it continues. We did lose quite a few people actually when we left the Chrysler because of the parking situation.
Oh yes, of course. Yep.
And but there's always something. Nothing's ever perfect. But I think it really is a building that is just beautiful and it goes well with the symphony.
It certainly does. Yeah, we're happy to have a new home here. It was a pleasure to meet you. Enjoy your evening.
Yes, too.
Thank you very much. Great to meet you. Take care. Thank you.
Now, the Windsor Symphony, of course, runs on volunteers.
Yeah,
Thank God for
absolutely.
them. So
Yeah.
nice to talk to a woman like that. Looks like we have another friend on deck.
Who's this?
Sheila, who have we got?
Right now, this is Dr. Bruce Kotovich, and Bruce is our chorus master. He's been with us for 2 years. He's also teaches music at the University of Windsor, and he is just transforming our chorus. And he also does a good Santa Claus.
Oh, pleased to meet you officially.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Dana, and I think you've met Dana.
We have Matt, yes. Hi, Bruce
We've
again.
done quite a bit of work together, yeah.
Nice to see
And we'll
you.
just have you come right up here. I'm not sure if the
Sure.
light. Yeah, that's good there. Should be good. And so we have a lot going on tonight. I hear we have a live auction going on.
I am the honorary auctioneer for tonight, yes.
And how are your auction chops?
I'm more of the European style than the Western American style.
I didn't know there was a difference. What is it?
This is the more civil than the hoedown style. Yes,
Got it.
yes.
Got it. Okay, and could you tell us a bit about the items at all, or are there any special ones that we should keep in mind?
My goodness, well, that list of 6 of them, every one is unique. There's something that people just cannot readily buy. Everything from Maestro's cake, which imagine our own maestro, Robert Franz, taking time to make this decadent chocolate torte, and it's also gluten-free.
Oh,
Flourless, so there's no flour to get in the way of just mainlining chocolate.
And I did hear it went for $400 twice at the last time that was
that's
auctioned.
right.
For
I
a cake.
forgot about that.
Well, I'm hoping to get at least 600 for it because because all these items going in this auction lot are all going towards the outreach programs, so that all the music in the school programs, the schools coming here, the side-by-side rehearsals, workshops that they do with Robert, with Peter, all that goes towards funding these incredible projects, especially nowadays when funding is so tight in schools. Opportunities for the students to be involved in the arts is so crucial, and now science is proving that music education is helping students with their other areas. So what great way to come here and leave a legacy to ensure that future generations will have a quality of lifestyle.
Absolutely. And that's not the only thing that you're involved in. You're also involved, of course, as a chorus master for the
Yes.
Symphony Chorus. And I
Yes.
believe is it 70 members?
75.
Or so,
Yeah.
75. And
Yeah.
could you tell us a little bit about the WSO Chorus?
Well, WSO Chorus, let's see, we just finished our season about 3 weeks ago with our standalone. They're on summer recess until August the 3rd. Then we come back with University Choirs and Windsor Classic Chorale. So we have 150 choristers on stage for the season opener. So that Beethoven 9, the Ode to Joy just rings truth about our celebration of Canada 150, our 70th birthday. Happy birthday, WSO. And our city's 125th anniversary.
Yes. And Canada's 150th. Did you say
Yes,
that right?
I was, oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Can't forget
And
that.
there's a special encore that's going to take place at the end of that concert too.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's
Oh.
great, Bruce. Well, no,
Well,
you heard it here, folks. That's the beauty of being live, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Right.
Okay, well, lots to look forward to this year.
That's
Lots to look
right.
forward to
Yes.
tonight.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
thanks for all you do. And we'll
Oh,
look
my
forward to the
pleasure.
live auction.
Thanks.
Thanks,
See you folks on
Bruce.
stage.
Yeah,
Take care.
see
Thanks
you
a
on
lot.
stage.
Thank you.
Toy.
And he touched on something else that's also very important too, is the music education
Yeah.
function that the
Yes.
symphony serves. That I mean, it's so easy to think about the symphony in terms of being on stage, having the instruments, and the music education portion is very much benefited by this event. Oh,
And we
Sheila.
have-
Sheila has another special guest for us.
By the name of
Look
Stephen
who
Savage.
it is. It's Stephen Savage.
Hey, how's
Hi
it going?
there. Good. How are you doing?
Nice to see you, Dana. Good to be here.
There you
Good to
go.
be here.
We're on a Facebook Live, as I'm sure that Sheila filled you in a little bit.
No,
so
I haven't
why
moved,
don't
but
you?
good to be live.
Oh, well, you never know what's going to
As
happen
opposed
live.
to the alternative, right?
Yeah. He's alive and kicking.
You got
So,
it.
Stephen, can you tell us a little bit about your association with the symphony kind of through the years?
Sure, I've been on the board of the Windsor Symphony for 10 years. That's running the gamut from being on the director on the board through to the executive. I'm the past president now, and we're leaving the board in another year in the capable hands of Sheila Geddes.
Absolutely. And tell us a little bit, maybe your standout memory of being associated with the symphony, a moment of pride, a funny moment, something that really means something to you and you're going to carry for a long time.
Well, I think that the symphony has always had some challenges financially, and one of the moments of pride that I had is sitting down with the mayor, both mayors actually, and having a great discussion with them about the value of the symphony in our community, and then having them recognizing that and working with us financially to bring the success that we have today with the Windsor Symphony Orchestra. So that's one of the moments that is a highlight for me.
Understandably so.
And I have to ask, 10 years is a good amount of time. There's a lot of great nonprofits and arts organizations in our community. Why the Windsor Symphony specifically?
Well, listen, I love live music. I think we have a great band, if I can say that, and we have a wonderful orchestra here. So any support that we can garner in this community to keep this band playing effectively here is something I'd like to be always part of. So that's why I'm here for 10 years.
That's worthwhile, very worthwhile 10 years.
And we were just talking with Bruce about the importance and the purpose of this event is to raise money for the outreach and community programs of the symphony, which maybe isn't something a lot of people think about when they think of a symphony. They might think of a concert, the Capitol Theatre, the Chrysler Theatre, but can you talk to us a bit about the importance of that community outreach and getting to youth?
Yeah, well, one of the things, of course, that we're very well known for is our educational program. And we have a wonderful music director, our maestro Robert Franz, who spends a lot of times in the local schools working with the bands in those schools, introducing them to music, introducing to new ways to address the composed music that they're playing. So we're building a new audience, a younger audience, really from the ground up. That younger audience from the high school band moves into our Windsor Symphony Junior Orchestra, if you will, that youth orchestra, and from there we have some graduates who are actually playing with the Windsor Symphony today. So that's a very important outreach that we have. We do a lot of other things in this community. You know, we're in the hospitals with music, and we do live free concerts in the park in the summer and that sort of thing. But those are some of the key areas in our educational community outreach.
Excellent. Well, Stephen, thanks so much for joining us for a little while. We'll see you on the dance floor later, I'm sure. And
Nice to be
enjoy
live.
your evening. Yeah.
Thanks, enjoy your night. Thanks,
See
Stephen.
you. Fantastic.
All right.
That's a very good point. It's just about the investment that the youth symphony orchestra makes within the
That's right.
community.
We have another visitor.
Hi there.
Who's back? This is Dana Cavers.
Pleased to meet you.
Lillian Meyer. Dan Brown.
Hey Dan, how are you?
This woman is Lillian Meyer. Lillian Meyer has been a long-standing supporter of the Windsor Symphony Orchestra, and she was actually on the board of directors when Maddie Hawley, during Maddie Hawley's last time, our first music director.
The one that started the symphony.
She's been with the Guild. She's done they've been sponsors. Just amazing.
I chaired 10 galas.
Thanks for joining us here. What did you just say?
I said I chaired 10 galas. I did the first symphony ball at Willistead in '85.
Yes.
And I had Paul and Nell Martin as the honorary chairman. The receiving line was 22 people. I couldn't say
Here,
no.
let's step up a
I
bit.
couldn't say no.
No, of course you couldn't. Now, that was a pretty good rundown of the things that you've done with the Windsor Symphony and how you've been involved. But maybe
I was president of the board.
That's right.
One time and president of the, I joined Maddie's board when I was president of the Women's Association of the Symphony. I was on the board, and there were 4 people running the whole symphony at that point.
That's a very long history with the symphony and a very large and over-the-top level of dedication,
I was on
Lillian.
the board when we hired the first symphony string quartet, the first 4 paid people.
Excellent. That's a big milestone.
And the other thing I did, I don't know if that's good or bad, I'm the person that signed the musician's contract with the union.
Okay, well.
No, well, here's a question. After all that amount of time, tell us a moment that stands out. Tell us a memory that's going to stay with you.
I don't know. I think the worst moment I had was when Maddie died, rehearsing the 2 sister and brother act from London. They were 5 and 7, and he died on the 10th of November. And we were running, the Women's Association was running the young people's concerts, and the concert was that Saturday. So I woke up Friday morning, I had a 10-minute spot on Channel 9 to promote these 2 youngsters, okay? And Charlie Nash called me and he says, Maddie died. And I said, what do we do now? What do I tell them? And he said, I talked to Dolores, and she said, Maddie, rehearse those kids, and he'd want them to have their moment.
That's right.
So I went on the air, And when I got there, it was November 11th, Memorial Day.
Yes.
They made it an hour.
An hour for your 10-minute spot. Oh my.
They had the youngsters play, and then the young man said to me, well, show business, right? The man dies and the show has to go on, and I got angry on air. I said, how dare you? Maddie loved kids, and he'd want them to have their moment. That's
right.
what I remember.
Oh, wow. That's
Thank you for sharing that with us.
very powerful testimony. Well, thank you for joining us, and very nice to meet you officially,
Thank you.
Lillian.
Take care. Thank
Enjoy
you.
your evening.
Wow.
That is a long-standing history.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
one of those. So we're going to wrap things up for
Wow,
time
that went by
being.
so fast.
It sure did.
Okay.
And easy come, easy go. We have a
we are
great
so
evening
excited.
ahead of us.
Shahida Narula, I saw her warming up. I got goosebumps from toe to head to toe. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back, I think. And welcome back. We're here in the lobby with Barb Cooker, co-chair of the Windsor Symphony Gala. Beat Goes On, 70th birthday bash.
That's right.
And Barb, how's your night going so far?
Night's great. Look at all the people. So far, everybody's having a great time. We're happy. They're happy. We hope to get a lot of money for the education programs of the symphony.
Excellent. We hope so too. Barbara, tell us a little bit, as Jan mentioned, you're the co-chair of this beautiful event that we're actually at today, but tell us a little bit more about your engagement with the symphony throughout your time.
Well, I started out, my mother was very active, and I thought she should play tennis. Why would she take so much time with the symphony? But then here I am, and I was past board chair and was involved in all the other things, so it's been so much fun. And the realization that how important music is and entertainment is for a lifestyle. So here we are.
That's right. How about tell us a little story. Regale us with a little tidbit of fun that's going to stay with you during your time at the symphony.
A little bit of fun?
A little story.
A little story. It was a lot of hard work, but I guess one of the best stories for me was when I finished my term as board chair, and somebody asked me what my very favorite accomplishment was, and I said when the Canadian representative of the Arts Council came down and said that he was impressed with the family-type atmosphere that we have here. The board, the employees, and the musicians were like one family, and I felt that was probably the nicest and the most rewarding thing that we heard.
Beautiful.
Great.
So that's it.
That's your memory. It's a great memory.
Yep.
Well, and looking forward, Barb, you've been here, you've seen it all, you've done it all. What's next for the symphony? What are you hoping for? What do you want to see? And where should things be going?
Well, we're obviously moving forward because most of the concerts are sold out. Single tickets are sold out eventually. If people bought the season tickets, we could plan better. So anybody out there, you want to buy season tickets. But I see nothing but positive things for this symphony. Our music director says that he could take these musicians anywhere in the world and they would hold a candle to anybody, anywhere. So I don't think Windsor really embraces how important and what wonderful talent we have here.
Great. Well, thank you, Barb. And thanks for all the work. I know it's not easy to make something like this happen. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dana.
Okay.
And enjoy your night. You deserve it. Thank you very much.
That's great.
All right.
Well, we have another guest coming our way to chat with Sheila. Who do you got on deck here? Oh, she's just saying a quick hi. Well,
This
Sheila,
is a special
why
one.
don't we, Sheila,
I haven't met her yet,
Can you
but
tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe? What's your role within the symphony?
I am the executive director of the Windsor Symphony Orchestra. I've been doing this role for a couple of years, but I have a long-standing relationship with the WSO and a real passion for it. And in fact, I want to grab somebody because this is the person who actually reeled me in
okay, let's bring you
to
right up.
this symphony orchestra. This is Susan Haig, former music director, citizen of the world, great thinker, amazing woman.
Oh, wonderful.
Dana is part of our Symphony 121, as is Dan Brown.
Hi, Dan.
And Dan is
Dana.
also the manager of the Capitol Theater.
Oh, fantastic.
And
Congratulations. It looks gorgeous.
And you're currently being live streamed on Facebook.
Well, hi, everybody. It's so great to be
Come
here.
and join us here. Nice to meet you too. It's a real pleasure. After everything I've heard, it's a real honor. Nice to meet you.
Great.
Thanks
It's
for
so
joining us
exciting to be
tonight.
back.
Yes. So we want to, as Sheila touched on, of course, your history goes beyond many other people who are involved here tonight and many other people who are connected. Run us through a little bit more of what Sheila said there.
Well, it was way back in 1990 when I first came to guest conduct. It was in October. I'll never forget it. The players were fabulous. They had a party after. I thought, this is wonderful. But it was a tryout to be music director, and so I was thrilled to be hired to come. And from the beginning, Sheila had a bookstore. Sheila and Jerry had a wonderful bookstore right by the Kreizer Theater. So I would go there, and we just became pals and batted around ideas for years. So when she became involved in the orchestra, I was just thrilled. There can't be a better administrator. But Alison Kurtz is a fabulous administrator. She was my executive director. We were a pair.
Yes, we're expecting her tonight
she is
too.
Here, so it's a thrill to see her.
That's great.
So thank you for bringing everybody back.
Of course, I'm sure there's a lot of familiar faces for you.
There
Some
are.
new and some old, of course.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us, in your long history, Miss Higg, a little bit of a special memory, something fun or something touching or something you're going to carry with you for a long time to come?
You know, it was 10 years. There are so many. I was trying to think which would be. So one of them, of course, was our trip to Newfoundland, because there was the 500th anniversary of Giovanni Caboto. And so kissing a cod and being an honorary Newfoundlander, and having the orchestra there and the choir was there. Working with the Coro Italiano di Windsor, we did many concerts together. But really, every year there were so many great partnerships in the community, so that it's very hard to sort out one.
I can only imagine.
Maybe going down into the salt mine. That was memorable too.
Did you play down there?
No, we did not play down there. But
That's what I thought you were getting at too.
No, under the river though.
Got it.
Yep, taking
Wow.
the elevator down. That was thrilling.
Excellent. And so what's next? What's next for the symphony? What's next for you? Where do you want to see this community and the arts community of Windsor heading?
Well, I just got here today, and I was thrilled to see the downtown. First saw the downtown of Detroit,
Yeah, of
and
course.
the great progress there. But just the sense of activity right around the downtown, the fact that the orchestra's offices are right here, fabulous. You need that inspiration of being right next to where the orchestra's rehearsing. And there's a terrific sense of energy. And Maestro Franz is fantastic. Obviously, he's doing just great things. So it's really a thrill to see the growth, both in the orchestra and in the community. And the fact that as an institution, it's right here at the center of downtown, where it should be.
Thank you
All
so
right. And
much.
Susan, I know you've touched a lot of people's lives, and I'm sure they're very happy to see you tonight. So thank you for coming. We appreciate you
My
here.
pleasure. It's a thrill and an honor to be back.
Very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy your night and take it all in. It's celebrating all of us.
All right.
Thank
you very much.
Have a great night.
All right.
That's
that
nice
was
to
cool.
meet her.
Yeah,
I was
that
looking
pretty
forward to
special.
meeting her. That's a long history,
Yeah.
and that's a huge foundation that she's laid for the Windsor Symphony.
And I'll speak for myself. I've only involved, I was part-time starting here like last year or so, and full-time since November. So this is brand new for me. But what is really cool about this is just recognizing the decades-long relationships that people have. There's a couple of people that we talked to left, teary-eyed. It's a special thing, but you get a sense of, music really does have that power that people leave with a connection to each other and to the memories.
And it gives you a much better sense and appreciation, understanding for what the symphony means, a symphony means to any city
Yes.
that it's in.
Yes.
The far reach that it has, the impact that it has on people, the community that it forms, the bonds and relationships. It all supersedes the music,
Yes.
which is so understandably recognizable for an orchestra to create. But these other things that get created, what we're witnessing tonight being collected again here is, that's the real magic too, and the other gift.
And just the thought that 70 years ago, somebody said, let's make an orchestra, and I imagine there's a couple years where they were, not getting paid, and I forget who it was we talked to. They hired the first ever quartet. Who was that? Lillian?
Oh yes, it was Lillian. Yeah.
So that's a big milestone. 70 years is another big milestone. I know actually the Capitol Theater is, and on top of the 150th birthday of Canada, 125th for Windsor, the Capitol Theater in 2020 is turning 100, which should be exciting. And I can definitely tell you the theater opened on New Year's Eve, so I hope there will be some kind of New Year's
A
Eve
New
celebration
Year's
for 100. Wouldn't that be nice? 100-year-old
I'd
theater
love
on New Year's
to.
Eve.
Ooh, a New Year's Eve party at the Capitol.
100 years old.
I could stomach that. That'd be fantastic.
Okay.
Look who's over here, though. We have Robert Franz.
Here he comes. Oh, he's saying hi to someone else.
Maestro. Please give us a moment of your time, Maestro. Please come.
Okay.
Here we are.
Hello.
Sheila says do Robert. So
I'm
here you are.
great. Here I am.
Here he is.
I know, right?
We're on Facebook Live, Robert.
Well, hello, Facebook.
You never know what's going to happen when we're live.
No, you
and
never
you never
know.
know what's going to happen when Robert Franz is in the shot either. So,
You know.
Robert, tell us a little bit about who you are to the symphony at current times for those clueless on our Facebook feed.
Well, so I'm the current music director of the Windsor Symphony, and I just finished my 4th season as music director here, and it is so phenomenal. It is just so phenomenal. But what's really cool is that tonight here are 2 of my predecessors, Susan Haig and Dwight Bennett. And it's like old home week in here. It's the most amazing thing seeing all of these folks who work together and who really built the Windsor Symphony Orchestra up to be what it is. Here, all in the same room to sort of celebrate with us. It's really special this evening.
That's fantastic. You look wonderful. And
Thank
we
you
did
so
just
much.
talk with Miss Haig. She was just here with us.
Okay.
We haven't gotten to see Mr. Benning yet, but hopefully we're going to get the chance as he comes by.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your role that you're playing tonight at the Gala and what we can look forward to with you.
So my role at the Gala is to, first of all, introduce to our audience at large our special guest conductors, our music directors who've been here, and then to give sort of an overview of where we are right now at the Windsor Symphony and where we're going, especially in line with what we're doing in the schools and in the community and reaching out into the community. You know, we're here at the Capitol Theater, which is our home, and we love it here. The acoustic's amazing, the feel is amazing, the hall is perfect for us, and we perform here all year long. But what's equally as exciting to us is taking the orchestra out into the community and going and doing concerts in churches and homes and schools and retirement homes and hospital wings and all over the place. Our musicians are literally infiltrating every corner of Windsor, Essex, and I think that's a really important, not only important thing to do, it's a vital part of who we are as an organization.
Right.
Absolutely. And I believe you have, I think there was a special moment when a music teacher touched your life that led
Yes.
you on this journey. Could you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. So I was very lucky. I ended up at a public school, a public elementary school in upstate New York where I grew up. And my teacher, this music teacher, came around one day and she said, "Hey, do you want to play an instrument?" And I was like, I guess all my friends are. And she said, "Well, what do you want to play?" And I said, "I don't know." And she said, "Well, let me see your hands." So she looked at my hand and she said, "Oh, these are the hands of a great cellist." And I was like, "Okay, I don't know what that means."
Are you kidding?
But no, she totally did. It was totally, what she meant was my hands were big enough to hold the cello, so I didn't end up playing violin. Fine. So later that year, I went and had my first lesson in how to play the instrument, right? And I took it home and I just made sounds on it for 4 hours, and I was so mesmerized and so overwhelmed by it that afterwards I went downstairs and I said to my parents, I'm going to be a musician for the rest of my life. That's what I'm going to do. And I was 9 years old, and it hasn't changed in the 40 years. And it's like living the dream. You know, it's the most amazing job ever, because for my career, I make music. I do concerts. I mean, I go to parties. I mean, it's so much fun. It's so easy. I love it.
And have you ever seen a moment in a kid's life that you've worked with, particularly maybe in Windsor, Essex, where you've seen some kind of light bulb go off, or you knew that they thought about music differently or themselves differently? Could you tell us about that?
Well, you know, generally speaking, what we do, the musicians and I, we go into the schools and we work with students who play instruments, who work with their bands and their orchestras. And, you know, where I see that light bulb going off the most is when I ask the question, what is your musical intention with what you're doing? Not just how do you play it, what notes do you play, but what is your intention? And all of a sudden, they start to think about music in a different way. Oh, so the way I'm playing this, I need to be thinking this, or this is what I want to express. And so having that intention first is really the key to being successful as an artist, no matter what art form you choose. And so I love the fact that while many of these students will not become professional musicians, they will all learn that skill of imagining what it is they want their world to be like, and then working towards making that happen. So for me, playing an instrument and playing music is a giant metaphor for how to lead your life. And so seeing those light bulbs go off and seeing these kids, And then what happens, which is even more extraordinary, is that then we invite them to come to the hall to see one of our concerts. And so they become concert goers. But it's not just that they're going into a hall and it's a big surprise. They know me, they know musicians on stage, they connect with the music, and they understand the process that we go through as we're thinking on stage. And so there's a connection that's made. And I love that. To me, that's the most amazing thing. And I will tell you, honestly, Dan, there are a lot of times where these aha moments happen that I don't know they occurred till years later. And somebody will come to me and say, I remember X, Y, or Z happened, and it's just an extraordinary experience when that happens.
That's so great. It almost takes the mystery out of it, right? It makes it accessible because there is, if we're being honest, there is a culture that surrounds an orchestra. There's an idea of the type of person who attends and the type of person who appreciates it. But go in and give the kids the tools to appreciate it and understand it. You're right. That's got to connect a lot more.
Well, and the great thing is that most kids don't have those preconceived notions already. So we don't, right?
You're not breaking through
any. Especially the younger kids. We go in and they're like, oh, it's music. No big deal. It's just music. And I love that. And for these high school students who are studying their instrument, I think they've already sort of taken one step past that sort of stereotype of what a classical music lover is. And they're sort of like, oh, okay, so it really is something that I love and something that I can do. And I find that with people in general, if they take a risk, a little bit of a risk, just a little bit of a leap and come to the hall, that they're almost always rewarded. People ask me, what do I have to know to come to a concert? And I always say, you don't have to know anything. You just have to be curious. If you have curiosity, I can take care of the rest, but you have to have curiosity. But the truth is that's true of all art forms.
Absolutely.
So music's no different when it comes to that. So I love that concept of opening up the world for these kids and our audiences in general.
Wonderful.
And I think maybe just one final question for you is, so you just finished your fourth season here.
Yes.
And I know you have some kind of things in mind for the future of the symphony.
Yes.
Can you share what your vision is and our vision as an orchestra is for Windsor Essex and the world?
Well, the most important thing about this orchestra is that it is going to be, already is, but it's going to even cement it even further, be a vital cornerstone to the cultural life of Windsor. I think the fact that we have an actual brick and mortar building and we have this incredible orchestra made up of unbelievably talented musicians, my job, is to continue to build those bridges, create those partnerships, and connect in the community with as many different people and organizations and groups of people as I possibly can. And that's what is going to make not only the Windsor Symphony survive, but it's going to make it thrive and be a vital part of the future of this great city.
Robert, thank you so much. Thank you for taking
guys.
some time out of your very busy night
to come
pleasure. And speak with us and all of our Facebook fans watching
Awesome.
from home. Best of luck tonight
Thank
with
you.
everything that you're hosting and doing, and best of luck as the Windsor Symphony moves forward.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy your night. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Facebook. See you later. I'll check you later.
Thanks, Robert.
That was Robert Franz,
Robert
everybody.
Franz, everyone. What a guy.
And I think we're just about done. The lobby is clearing out. The
There's
Pentastar is now open. I really can't wait for Shahida. I hadn't heard of her before this night, but I heard her warming up, and she's just incredible. So
That's will be my first
Closing
exposure
thoughts?
too. Closing thoughts. This is going to be a great night. Lots to celebrate and lots to look forward to. So join us later next time on Facebook Live with the Windsor Symphony Orchestra here at our birthday bash.
good night, everybody.